Welcome to BBX Hardcore, the moves level 2. Congratulations, you made it for the first month. Yay! We're going to kick it up a notch now in the second month, so we're going to go ahead and get started in teaching you the technique on the moves, the forms for the second level. So let's get into a pike push-up position, okay? Now, pike push-up, I want you in a perfect reverse V, so that booty's all the way up to the ceiling. Once again, core tight, back straight. There's a slight bend in the knee. Check it out. I don't want your knees straight or locked. Slight bend in the knee, core tight, arms wider, slightly wider than your shoulders, right by your side by side. I want the focus to be here on the back, okay? You're going to feel the pressure on your lats. I want you to slowly compress into the floor, focusing on your chest and your lats, and push back up. That's it. It's that simple, okay? Making sure upside down V, booty pointing up, core tight, back straight, and slight bend in the knees. Those are the most important things I want you to touch on. Going to move over here to Chloe. Notice she's also doing the same thing Paco is. She's just not going as deep, okay? How you feeling? Getting warmed up now? Yeah. It's cold in here, let me tell you. Then I got Dave, my poor Dave, always holding those positions, which to me is harder, but he's just holding that pike position. His core tight back. He's sitting there putting a little pressure, you know, he's down in the knee, has a slight elevation, right? And you're holding up tight in the core? Yes, feeling good? Yes. All right, let's do this. Moving on. This one's an easy one. That's an easy one. Chloe wants to keep going. Let's go to the straight leg booty crunch on the floor. On the floor. Straight leg booty crunch. Straight leg booty crunch. All right, what I want you to do, core tight, okay? Pull that belly button in. Go ahead and raise the hips up off the floor. You're going to tuck your shoulder blades slightly underneath you for a strong foundation. Notice the arms are resting by the side, fingertips pointing forward, putting all the weight in your flat foot or your heel, okay? Now I want you to straighten out a leg. Now remember, the focus here is the booty and the hips. Ready? I want you to go ahead and lift. And I want you to drop. Core's tight. He's going to crunch in, keeping the core tight. He's going to extend, and then he's going to drop the booty and squeeze his hips back up to the ceiling. What I don't want you to do this again, up, down, slow crunch in through the core, hold, drop your hips. That's what I don't want you to do, okay? Where you rest on the floor. That's no bueno. One more time. Up, down, crunch in through the core, extend nice and straight, drop the hips, just about to touch the floor, squeeze them back up to the ceiling. Do not drop the hips and rest them on the floor. I'm going to watch over here, move over to Miss Chloe. Notice she's going, well, go ahead and switch legs, you guys, so you're not burning on each side. Go ahead, lift. She's going to extend, crunch in, and then she's going to do a smaller dip. So she's not going as low as Paco. Remember, I told you, how do you make it more challenging? Drop down lower, get lower into the knee, get lower into the drops. That's how it's going to make it harder. And then we got Dave over here, where he's just holding the pike again. Good old Dave, holding those pikes, holding those positions, okay? So notice he's just holding that position. Or another really good option, check this, drop the hip, don't touch the floor, now squeeze back up. Do it again, a couple more times. Dropping the hip and squeezing. And just doing straight booty crunches. That's another perfect option if you want to start out for beginners. All right, moving on to the next one. Floor jacks with burpees. I know. Now, it's very easy to injure yourself on these if you land in an improper position, okay? So I really need you to concentrate on how we land. Go ahead and get out, okay? I'm going to move over back here. Notice legs wider than the shoulders, core is tight, plank position. What don't we do? Booty up. And that's no bueno. Compression into the floor, hips into the floor, no bueno either. Perfect plank. I'm going to move over here so Paco can move. You're going to bring the legs in. Now, squeezing from your abdominal, do not use the momentum from your legs. Don't cheat on me. I want you to crunch from here. Bring those legs into a burpee and extend them back out and go back into the jack. Okay, now watch Paco real quick. What I want you to do is when you do the jack, go ahead and fall improper by pushing the hips into the floor. Check this out. Do you see how he's dropping that hip? It's very easy to injure yourself. So when you land, be very aware that you're landing in a nice, strong plank position, because if not, you're going to injure your lower back. Show him how to land properly. Ready? And legs together. Boom. Perfect plank position. Hips did not drop to the floor. Be very aware of how you're landing, or you're going to hurt yourself. All right, keep going. Go ahead, Paco. In, out. Now check out Chloe over here. She's doing the same thing Paco is doing, but instead of jumping, she's walking everything. She's walking it in, up, out. Check it out. Nice and soft. Same movements. She's taking it at a lower impact level as she steps out, steps in, and moves it up. But remember, once again, do not cheat and use the momentum from your legs. When she brings those legs in, what are you doing? She's crunching through the core, keeping it nice and tight. Okay, and then we got Dave over here. Mr. Dave, once again, we love him holding those positions. He's still doing those floor jacks, but he's holding a plank. Okay, core tight. Be careful, once again, how you land. Very important. All right, moving on. Remember, if you need to, keep rewinding and practice. I do not want you to start anything until you're doing this properly. Moving forward. All right, let's go. Cobra. Cobras, yay, they're my favorite. All right, on the floor, plank position, core tight. Legs wider than your shoulders, balancing on your toes, okay? Remember what I told you. This should be the last time that I have to remind anyone about position and plank. Don't drop the hips, don't have the booty up to the ceiling. All right, go for it. Hands now, I want them wider than your shoulders. Fingertips pointing forward. Do you notice him? Wider than your shoulders. If they're too close together, you're not going to be able to execute this properly. So keep it nice and wide. Now what I want you to think of is sweeping the floor. He's going to take his left shoulder to his opposite hand, sweep the floor, transfer the weight, and rise up. And now he's going to return. Right shoulder to the left side, sweep the floor, and rise. One more time. Left to right, sweep the floor, raise up, and then right to left. So notice he's just shifting the weight and transferring it from side to side. Then we got Chloe over here. Remember what I told you. Another option, you can execute these movements by doing it on your knee. But if you do that, remember to put all the weight into your hip. Core still tight, back is straight, but what I don't want, put the booty up. Put the booty up like that. Now go ahead and execute it. That's not going to do anything for you. So make sure you put your weight into the hip, okay? So go ahead. You can stop if you want. I'm going to go over here to Dave. Notice Dave is doing it at a slower pace. He's still doing what Paco's doing. He's just not going as deep. Take it at your own pace, okay? Just don't drop the shoulder or sweep the floor as low as Paco's doing. Yeah? Yes. All right, moving forward. Let's do this. Kick back, booty bounce. Stretch it out like this. Take your arms behind you. Open up that chest. Okay? Stretch it out. There you go. Kick back, booty bounce. All right. Core tight. I'm going to get you in a sumo position. Go through your checklist. Bend forward at the waist. Booty back. Sit in that chair. How do you check yourself? Remember, level 3, I'm not going to be telling you this stuff. You should know it by now. How do we check ourselves? Good. Exactly. So now we're going to shift our weight to the right side. Okay, shift the weight. He's going to squeeze up. Oh, no, we're doing the booty bounce. I got the wrong one, didn't I? I lied. So what? Keep moving forward. Booty bounce. He's going to bounce, shifting to the left, moving up. Compress up. He's going to do this 4 times. Compress up. One more time. Good. Now what you're going to do is squat and lift and squeeze from the glutes. Again, squat, lift, squeeze from the glutes. Now this one should be fairly easy. After level 1, you know how to do a proper sumo squat position. You know what it is to compress into the floor. It's the same thing. Just don't forget that squat in the middle. Keep going. One more time. And compress, squeeze from the glutes. Make sure you squeeze, compress, and squeeze. Compress, squeeze. One more time. And go back to the booty bounce. It's that shifting. Lift. Lift. Good. Do you see this? Okay, moving over to Chloe on the kickback booty bounce. She's doing the same thing Paco's doing, and so is Dave. They're just not going as deep into the knees. So remember what I told you. If you have bad knees, if you have injuries, don't drop so low in the squats or the lunges, okay? Booty never drops below the knees. Paco, you look good doing that. All right, moving forward. Scissor kick combo onto the floor. All right. Remember the checklist when we're doing our core. Magnet, pulling your lower back into the floor. Pull your belly button in. Core tight. How do you check yourself? He was expecting it this time. Okay. Lift the shoulders off the floor. All right. Extend the legs. How do we make it more challenging? Lower the legs. How do we alleviate some of that pressure? Get them a little bit higher, but still diagonal. What we don't do, once again, is have them straight up and down. Make sure that lower back stays pressed into the floor. Go ahead and put them down for a second so I'm not killing you. If you feel your lower back coming off the floor, you can't maintain that compression, lift the legs slightly higher and adjust yourself, okay? Be very careful. I do not want you to hurt yourself. All right, go for it. Core tight, lift the legs. What you're going to do is going to give me 4 kicks crossing like scissors, on top and under, on top and under. As he's doing that, he's lowering his legs. Now he's going to kick them straight up and down. He's going to bring them together. Stop using your abdominal, lifting the legs back up to position and repeating, crossing, 4, and lowering it at the same time. He's going to give me 4 kicks. 4, 3, 2, 1. He's going to bring it together and lift. And I'm going to walk over here. Notice Chloe is supporting her neck. What did I tell you about supporting your neck? Interlock the fingers, thumbs pointing down directly towards your shoulders, okay? So that's another option. Alleviate some of that pressure by supporting your neck. And remember, once again, don't drop your legs as low. Keep going. Kick, 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 core tight. She drops, just not as low, and does a slight lift. Here we go. And then we got Dave over here. Another option, instead of supporting your neck, what he's doing is helping himself by supporting his legs. So still repeating the same action as everybody else, but just helping himself out by holding onto his legs the entire time. And that keeps that pressure really tight in your core, okay? Remember that, core tight at all times. Okay? All right, let's move on. Remember, you can rewind any of this if you need to go ahead and, you know, perfect it. Okay, moving forward to the next one, we're going to go into capo dips. All right, sumo squat position, checklist, bend forward at the waist, core tight, sit down in the chair. All right, the good thing about this one now is you're going to place your right hand onto the floor, okay? Make sure you're in proper sumo position on this one before you start anything. Now, you're going to take your right hand, place it on the floor like Paco did. He's going to take his right leg and put it through the window. He's going to push his hips up towards the ceiling. Notice he's kind of laid out. Turn sideways real quick. He's not sideways. His hips are up towards the ceiling. Okay, now you're going to give me 2 slow dips. 1, 2, he's going to bring his leg back through the window, stop in sumo position, squeezing from the glutes, come up and pull back, and then go back down again. And right hand down. Go through the window, stop, check yourself. Are your hips facing that ceiling? Are you sideways? No bueno. Here, tight, dip 2 times. 2, and 1. Come back, stop. Are you in proper position? Booty's back, core's tight. Can you lift those toes? Do it again. Good, good, good. He's switching sides. He's switching sides so he's not burning anymore. Same thing with Chloe. Notice she's not going to go as low. Keep it. And squeeze up. I'm right behind Chloe, but that's okay. She's going to go head down. She's going to hold position. 1 slow compression into the floor instead of 2 like Paco, and come back up. 1 more time. Good. 1 slow compression instead of 2. Good. And she'll hold, bring it back in. Perfect. Then we're going to move over to Dave. And what are we doing over here? He is just going to hold, and notice he's using his leg for a little bit of balance to help him out. He'll come through, squeeze through the glutes, and rise up. 1 more time, switch sides. Good. Foot is down, holding some of that weight, core is tight. He just maintains it, brings it back in, and squeezes back up with everybody else. So those are your 3 options on the capo dip. You know your body, you know if you have injuries, you know what you're capable of. Pick one, choose one, and stick with it when you go to level 2. All right, moving forward. Drop squat, knee tap. You need a towel, Paco? Paco's sweating. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay. Drop squat, knee tap. Okay. Core tight. Okay, you're going to extend your right leg behind you and slightly diagonal, okay? Core tight. Remember what I said. Split weight in the middle. We're not forward and we are not back. He's like, I got this. Now what I'm going to want you to do, wait a minute before you move, using the proper muscle group to initiate the movement. Do not cheat. You're focusing on your glutes and your quads. You're going to use those muscles to pull yourself up, and then he's going and then he's going to crunch through his oblique. Go for it. In, notice he crunches, and then he'll go right back into start position. Do it again. Using your glutes and your quads, and then he will crunch in. Now, this is important because a lot of people can cheat. When they bring that knee up, they're going to think of, oh, let me bring my knee to my elbow. What's the point of doing it if you're not executing it correctly? Bringing your knee to your elbow is not going to help you. I need you to focus on that crunch. Do it again. It's your core that initiates it. Crunch through the abdominal, okay? Feel the burn. That's what brings changes. I'm going to move over here to Dave. go ahead and switch so you're not burning one leg. You're going to be all lopsided. Okay, we got Dave over here doing the same thing. He's not going as low into the lunge, and noticing he's tapping up instead of doing that crunch. However, when he's tapping up, he's still pulling through the back, and his core is still tight. Okay, so always be aware of your center. Remember, everything starts from here. This should always be maintained nice and tight. And Chloe, go ahead and switch. Notice Chloe is bending at the knee. So remember what I said. Advanced will fully extend, straight leg. A more intermediate option, you'll have a slight bend in the knee. And bad knees, don't get so low in the lunges. All right? All right, moving on. Last one. Floor ski push-ups. We're going to start with the push-ups. Okay? You're going to be in a perfect push-up position, plank position, core tight, your legs are together. Rules, once again, what are we not doing? Hips down to the floor or booty up in the air. Get your weight into those hips, core tight, nice table, there we go. Give me 2 push-ups into the floor, compression, nice and slow, focusing on the chest. Now stop. Using your abdominal, not your legs, not your hips. Don't use the momentum from there because it ain't going to help you. You want to crunch through here. Use this to bring your legs from side to side. Stop in one position. Go ahead and bring your leg to the side. Notice he's bringing his legs in right by his elbow. Okay? Go ahead and switch. Into the middle, to the other side. Back to the middle, to the right. Back to the middle, and to the left. And then you're going to return to push-up position. Do it again. 2 push-ups. 4 floor skis, and right, good, side, good. Just keep going. Paco, if you want to take a break, you can take a break. Now we've got Chloe, instead of doing floor skis from side to side, what she's doing is burpees. Go for it, in and out, in and out. So that's another option, an intermediate option, instead of moving from side to side, just to give me 4 burpees. But remember, once again, Didi's the broken record, use your abdominal muscles to bring those legs in. Don't use the momentum from your legs, yeah? Cool. Moving over to Dave. Good old Dave. Always in plank, no, I'm kidding. Always in plank position, keeping it really tight, okay? Core tight, back straight. So when we're going into those floor skis, what Dave's doing is knee taps. Go for it again. He's holding plank position. As they ski, side knee taps. Remember, it's about crunching through the oblique when you bring those knees up, right, Dave? Yes, one more time, hold it. Do not think about your knee, think of your core. Now crunch, crunch, crunch. Crunch, okay? Those are your 3 options. Pick one and stick with it. Perfect it before you move on to a higher level. Those are your moves for level 2. Good luck. Yeah.